Across the U.S., many realtors are reporting a record amount of buyers who think they're going to swoop in and get a home on the cheap by submitting a lowball offer. So what are the good conditions right now for homebuyers and sellers? You might remember her, our next guest from season 1 of The Apprentice. Katrina Campins is the founder of the Campins Company, a luxury real estate company in Miami, and joins us live now. Hi, Katrina.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We are so glad to have you on and have an expert to help us through muddling through this housing market. I've got to ask you, a lot of folks think right now that sellers are desperate and you can walk in and give a lowball offer. That's not necessarily the case. Could it end up hurting you in the end as a buyer?
Well, it's no secret. Buyers and sellers both know that buyers have leverage in this market. The decision to make a lowball offer truly depends on how badly that prospective buyer wants the property. Unlike commercial real estate, many residential real estate owners get emotionally attached or connected to their homes. So when I'm representing a buyer, I first and foremost try to ascertain exactly how that buyer feels about the property, because that buyer needs to be prepared to the possibility of alienating a seller that perceives that offer to be low, which in turn will strike the buyer's chances of attaining the property. I think the biggest misconception in the market right now is that all sellers are desperate, and that is not the case. With that said, there are plenty of instances when it makes sense to make a lowball offer. For instance, if the buyer is not emotionally attached to the property, meaning that he or she is willing to walk away from it, and the seller is in a distressed situation and has enough equity in the property, then it makes sense to make a lowball offer. The challenge in this market is finding a seller that's distressed and has enough equity in their property, because sellers that purchased in the past 3 years are over leveraged, and many are experiencing difficulties because they have adjustable rate mortgages, and those are resetting to higher interest rates. They're paying interest only, and they're obviously being affected by that, not to mention that falling home prices are eating into their equity, coupled with the fact that it costs so much more to maintain a house nowadays because of the economy. Really, it's just a deadly combination.
It's very tricky, and certainly folks need someone like you to help them navigate this. But I got to ask you quickly, how is this affecting realtors and your industry?
Well, I don't see any high-producing top agents that are respected in the market going around making lowball offers, because truly it's a waste of time and energy. It affects your reputation as an agent, because if I come in with a buyer and the word out in the market is that I'm making a bunch of lowball offers, no one's going to take me seriously. And word also gets around that that buyer is going around making lowball offers. So you really have to be able to know the players, know the situations. There's also situations where, to the buyer's defense, where sellers are asking ridiculous amounts for their properties, and their inflated list price may be so unrealistic that they perceive an offer to be low, when in fact it's really more reasonable than they're realizing. But that's when real estate professionals need to educate their clients as to the reality of the market. That's why statistics are important, market information is important. It's really a real estate professional's job to inform their clients.
All right, Katrina Campins, thank you so much for a lot of good advice, and we wish you much continued success.
Thank you so much for having me.